Alright guys, we're ready to install the left side, because what I'm going to do is install the valve covers first, and then we're going to blow air in it as much as possible to get that stuff out of there, but I don't need to use some blowing that stuff into here. So make sure your harness and everything is out of the way. Take your gray silicone, and just like I told you before on the other one, put 2 dabs, one right there, and one right there. Okay.
That's going like a blob.
It's good. It's all good. Oops, almost forgot. Take your white lithium, put it onto the spark plug tube seals. The spark plug tubes. The seals. Alright, so let's get that done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are now ready. Let's turn our cover over. Bring it in. Lower it down. And this way you can see it better where the spark plug tube seals are. You can see, watch how it goes on it. And then we can push it down right on top of them. That is perfect. Then we're going to go around and bring all our bolts, start them off by hand first to make sure we don't get them cross-threaded. Alright, let's get that done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now for this side we're going to use a different tool. We're going to use our 10mm swivel socket 3/8 drive, our 2-foot long 3/8 drive extension, and our 3/8 drive ratchet. We're going to start off at 1.
Why?
Because see how I can stay way back here. And I can just sit here and I ain't got to reach over there and all that. See, this is perfect. Now, right now, I'm just going to bring them all down till they just barely touch. So we can make sure that cover goes down evenly. So let's get all that done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're doing our last one. Okay, now, I'm going to start off on this one again. And I'm going to turn till it stops and a little bit more. To the next one. Till it stops and a little bit more. Alright, let's get the rest of them done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we've got our last bolt. Great. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is take this foam protector right here. Put this back into place. I got this thing right. This way. There we go. Okay.
Puzzle piece.
Yeah. Put that down. Alright. See what's next in line.
Coils.
The ignition coils is next. Alright. Let's go get our ignition coils. We'll be right back. Alright, guys, for this step, you're going to need your 10mm deep socket 1/4" drive with your 1/4" drive ratchet. For now, just throw this to the side. You're not going to need it. Alright, you got your bolts that we already set into the valve cover. 6 of them. 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. Take all those bolts out. Then, let me get these bolts out. Okay. Then you're going to take your ignition coils. Now, your coils are going to have this little, I don't know if yours is going to be a different color, but this one's purple. These might be down here. If you look closely at that coil, there's a little bit of piece that sticks out. What you want to do, okay, what you want to do is make sure that it's all the way up. Alright, now we took these out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's number 2.
So it goes over here.
You being funny. Push that down into there. And let's go over, you know what, let's do, dang, all the ones I get happen to be on this side. Alright, so this is number 4. It's going to go like that. Number 6. Go like that. And now let's put the rest of them in. We'll be right back. Alright, and number 3. Now what you want to do is take your bolts, put your bolts in there, start them off by a couple threads. Let's go over here because these kind of dark back there. Start them off by a couple threads, make sure that they're not cross-threaded. And now you're going to pick up your socket with your ratchet.
I have a question.
Sure, Chevy.
Okay, now these are numbered, but that's not the firing order, right? You just numbered them in number order.
Right. These are definitely not the firing order. I like to do this just in case, hey, there might be a misfire with one of the coils. I don't know. Just in case, I just like to put them back where they belong. You can mix them up any way you want. You don't have to even number them. You can definitely do it as you want. This is just something I like to do. And just like we said, this is not the firing order. So don't think it's like that. Don't think because I got a misfire on number 5, and Astro put a number 5 over here, must be this cylinder. Then you be writing me saying, I changed the coil, but I still got a misfire. Number 5. They be doing that mess, man.
What do you think could be wrong?
yeah. Like, really, man. I do get some people saying that. I changed the spark plug and coil. Like, they forget all about the injector or the wiring. There's a lot of stuff going into a misfire, man. All right, once you get the bolts down, take your 10mm deep 1/4" drive with your 1/4" drive ratchet. And you're going to go to the stops and a little bit more. There's not a lot of pressure on these. All right, let's do one more together. I had to pick one the whole way over here, man. All right, till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. All right, let's get the other 4 done and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're going to start connecting our electrical connectors. Now, first of all, we're going to start back here on the corner. Makes it easy. Start from a corner and work your way around. We have a Christmas tree clip right here. And you can't really see it, but down here, there's a hole inside the valve cover that you're just going to push that down into. Then you're going to work your way around. You got your coil. Plug that one up. Work your way around. Plug this coil up. And see, you take your time and do that, guys. Just make sure this is not nothing. Okay, that's going to end. You take your time and do it. Okay, we got our mechanics wire here that we use to keep this out of the way. So we need to take that off. In fact, let me take that off, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys, now what I'm going to do, you probably don't even have this in there. You probably got this harness laying everywhere. Now I got to get this unhooked because this harness goes over that way. So we're going to get this unhooked, take this out of here. Okay, move this all to the side. Then we're going to go back over here where we were. Okay, what do we got here? We got a harness going down there. We have here's another Christmas tree. And I don't know if you can see the hole in the valve cover right there. Push that in. Then, where's our harness? Got it connected. There it is. Bring this connector over here. For this coil. Then we're going to get to the front of the engine. And this is going to be a little pain. Because what we got, you know what, guys? What we're going to do first of all, before we do anything, let's get this out of the way. Remember that bracket right there with the 10mm bolt in it? There's a 10mm bolt sticking out over there. There it is. You know what? Hold on. Let me move this out of the way so you can see better.
There you go.
Alright, so let's get this bolt out of there. And that's where this bracket hooks into there. And this is going to the power steering wheel. So I'm going to bring that over and let's get that bolt started. Alright, let's get that done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, I got the bracket in there, got the bolt in there. And we're going to bring that bolt all the way in. And I'm going to use my 10 millimeter deep 1/4 inch drive with my 1/4 inch drive ratchet.
Are you able to move that little plug out of the way?
This one?
Yeah.
See, City? That's all you have to do, ask City.
I did.
You wait too long. Alright, go till it stops and a little bit more. Now we got that out of the way. Next thing we're going to do is now get our wiring connectors. Let's see here what we got here. We have this one right here. This is going to the cam sensor. Plug that up. See, then we have down here, we have this one going to the one of the VVTs. And pretty much you can the wiring harness pretty much tells you where stuff has to go, because it's already formed into that position. If you can get the plug up. Okay. Now we have our big harness that'll come around. Let's see how this is going to go. Okay, we have this VVT right here. Then the cam sensor. Wrong way. No, don't look like it is. Okay, then we have a plug here. It goes to something else, so we're not worried about that. So let's get our harness. Bring our harness around. Then we have over here. You know what, guys? Let's get this. We got a hose over here. Let's get this hose, a couple holes. So we bent that out of the way before. Let's get that out of the way. And what we're gonna do is start. I know it's gonna look like a bunch of mess, guys. I know it looks like a bunch of mess. What you're gonna do is start from the bottom over here now. Let's go to our coils and you know what, a good thing. Remember this little clip plug we had right here? Let's get this out of the way. Remember this right here? It's got these two little parts, the stubs, that's sticking out of the valve cover. This thing will go hook onto it like that, and then there was those clips down at the bottom. Alright, that's out of the way. Now we can go ahead and plug these up. 1, 2, and 3. And we move our harness around. Looks like our plenum is going to go under there. This is going to go on. Looks like it's going to the plenum. This right here. Oh, this is going over to the power distribution box, so we can bring that around. We're not going to use that yet. Then we got our harness right here. And just from where, look at this, check this out. We got a little Christmas tree clip. And it looks like that Christmas tree clip will go right there to hold that harness into place. Let's get this harness over here. This is going to go over here to the power distribution. Alright, now let's go over here and plug up our head clamp. Okay, let's get this out of the way for a minute. Alright, what we got here? We got a VVT down there. Looks like it's going to go like that. What the heck? Okay. Then we have a cam sensor. Right there, I should have plugged that cam sensor up first. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Then we have our last cam sensor. And VVT. So get that plugged up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we got is our big bracket. Yeah, buddy. It's got 2 holes in the front of the engine it's going to go to. One is right there, and then the other one is... Where is the other one? Right over here.
Where? Oh, I see it.
So, lower our bracket down. Get those out the way, you know. That in. Start your bolts off by hand. Alright, let's get us a socket and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I've got my cordless ratchet, 3/8 drive ratchet, and I had an 18mm shallow 3/8 drive socket. Give out on me. Alright, we're going to bring it in till it stops, and this one you can let the ratchet stop, because this thing's only torquing about 60 pounds, so it suck. That's it. And then tighten up a little bit more. Alright, let's go over here and get the other one done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we got is our power steering bracket, power steering reservoir bracket. We'll move this out of the way. And we put out 2 10mm bolts already in the engine. One right here. And one right here. Which, why this in the party line like that? Why couldn't I? It would have been easy to put that on. What the heck? The bracket off, man. I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna...
Nobody can tell you what to do, so you tell us why you did it.
That's right. So y'all better do it the way I did it. I don't care how easy the other way seems.
Yeah.
Alright, get that one started. And it's kind of messed up now. Dang it. I should have had... Listening to Sylvia, man. That's my fault. But I'll do it again. If Sylvia says so, I'll do it again and make a mistake and do it. Alright, there we go. Now, dang it. We're going to take our 10mm 1/4" drive deep socket. Dang it. Look at, listening to her, man. Now I gotta sit here. Son of a biscuit. She probably distracted me while I put this on the party line. Dang it, now I gotta use it.
You put it on the party line what? Before the other one?
Yeah.
How did you manage to do that?
Talking to you.
That's what it was. I know
she blinded me with science.
Yeah. I know what it was.
What was it?
You babbling on and on. You said you just put things to the side, and then when you go grab them and put them in the party line, you just put them anywhere you want.
Alright, so being that now we tighten that one up, and this one, let's see if I bring it all the way in by hand. Can I get in there with my socket now?
Nope.
Yes, I could. Alright, gonna bring it in until it stops, and then a little bit more. Yeah, buddy. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, now that we got our valve covers on, now we're gonna take our air chuck, and we're gonna blow out these intake ports, try to get that stuff out of there. Definitely seen stuff come out. Some is better than none. Right.
Hey!
Let's pull these out and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our stylus down there. Let's see if we can go in there. Well, some of it came off, but man, that is down there. Let's see if we can go over to this side. Okay, let's go to this last one over here, and man, that is some crud buildup in that. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Crud. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright. Now here's this one guy. You know, you got them, like Sylvia was saying, Chevron. Get this little piece out of here. Chevron got that, they'll clean the gas, or somebody got that. I forgot who. Is it a Chevron?
One of them.
One of them. Now, the thing is, if you got it, if your fuel injectors are on a different section, how can it clean that? It can't clean that. Because the fuel injectors are going right down into the cylinder, and they have nothing to do with the port right here. So it's never going to clean it. That sucks, man. There is an intake cleaning service you can do, and it might clean some, but we're not going to go about that right now. All right, we got that done. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our water outlet. Now, water outlet has the two 10mm bolts in it already. Also, it has those sleeves on the bolts. So make sure they are in there. Now, you're going to have two gaskets on here. On the O-ring on the outside right here. So take you a small flat screwdriver and pry that out. And then right here, you're going to have a seal. It looks like this one was leaking. You can see the stains right there. So this one was definitely leaking. So you want to just go ahead and pull that out. Alright, then we're going to take a little wire brush. We're going to, or you can take the screwdriver and just go around and clean those grooves out. Make sure that seal sets in there good. Alright, so let's clean that out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got it situated, everything cleaned out. Next we're going to take our seal, stick it in, and this seal has like little tips sticking out of it. That's to keep that seal in place, or gas. Let's call it a gasket. Keep it in place. So you're just gonna push it down. Good. Take your new O-ring, put it on, and then you want to take just a tiny bit of white lithium. That's to help this install. You don't want to mess that O-ring up. All right. Now to get to do this, you're going to need your 10mm deep 1/4" drive and your 1/4" drive ratchet. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, your water outlet is going to go right there. Now in the beginning we had cleaned all that off already. So, let's get this in there. And what we're going to do is start off by putting the O-ring in part in first. So you're just going to put that up there, twist it back and forth, and push that right in there. Now you can twist this if you need be to get those bolts lined up, and you want to put those bolts in by a couple threads to make sure they are going in. Okay, and once they're going in, once they're in there, take it. And actually guys, you might can get in it. Let me see. I mean, you can use this, but no, don't use this. Get an extension, about a 2-inch extension, to go on this as well. So let's bring all those bolts in, both the bolts in, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I put a 1-inch extension on this, made it a lot easier, and that's all you want to do is bring that bolt in till it stops, and a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's tighten up the other one, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to install this in the party line is this wishbone mount and the bracket that bolts to the engine. So we have our 3 15mm bolts that we had already put in here. 1, 2, and then the one right here. Put those in there. Take our mount, slide it in. Start the bolts off by hand. Now what you're going to get, I keep telling you, get you a cordless impact. You're going to get your cordless impact, a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension, and a 15mm deep socket 3/8 drive. You're going to tighten up the 2 bolts right here first on the mount. Then you're going to go over here and tighten up this one. Alright guys, now what we're going to do, we're going to take our upper radiator hose, we're going to swing it around here, put our clamp on it, and put it on. Alright, and you can use a flat screwdriver, or what I'm going to use is even better. I'm going to use a 8mm or 5/16 deep 1/4" drive with my 1-inch 1/4" drive extension. And you're going to go ahead. And now, originally, you probably have that cheesy spring clamp. Take that off and throw it away. Alright, so let's tighten this up, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, the next thing we're going to do with our power steering pump here, first we're going to put a rag right here, because just in case any fluid come out of here. We got our two 10mm nuts. Take those two nuts off. Now, we got to do this quick. Let's get this hose up here. We got to take this off and put that on and blah, 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 blah. So let's take this out first. Dang it. I really... Sylvia and her bright ideas. She said, use that. Dang it. Oh, this thing is stuck in there.
I'm just going to ignore you.
Go ahead and ignore me. Let me go get a pair of pliers and take this out. Be right back. Alright guys, got some pliers here. Okay, get ready to come out. Make sure this one is okay.
Out.
And I gotta take this one off slowly and get ready to put that one on. And you notice I'm trying to lean the reservoir that way so the fluid can go towards the back.
Right.
Check that out. There's fluid in there too. Dang, where am I gonna throw this at? Civvy with the handoff. Alright. Put this down there. Let's get it on to those studs and put that on. Alright, now we're gonna take our... Okay, I'll take that from you, Civvy. Take our pliers. I should have put that clamp. I should have put another clamp up there.
Now you think of it?
Yeah. I hate these clamps.
If only you had a tool for those clamps.
It doesn't work on this one,
Right.
so don't even give me that mess. Son of a biscuit, man. Dang it, these GM, you suck. People pay all this money for these things and they suck. Damn, Tim can rebuild an engine. Can you put a clamp on? Yeah, buddy. Alright, it's on. Next, take our two 10mm nuts, put them back up there, and then we're going to get ready to tighten them up. Right back. Alright guys, now you're going to take your 10mm deep, 1/4" drive, 1-inch 1/4" drive extension, and your 1/4" drive ratchet. And you're going to go ahead, and to tighten these not super tight, guys. You're just going to bring it down till it stops, and a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's get the other one done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, guys, we're getting down there. The expansion tank. Now your expansion tank's got a hose to it. You want to bring this hose down, up under the radiator support. Down through there. And then, oh yeah, and you got your two 10mm bolts right here. Let's take those bolts out. Then, it's going to go up under, from up here. Up under that radiator support. It's going to come out and hook right to your radiator right there. Push that on, and that's it. Now take your tank.
How come that doesn't have a clamp?
I have no idea. Now hooking this on, see that little lip right there? If you look, there, it hooks into that. Keeps that in place. Then take your two 10mm bolts and put them in. Now you're going to take your 1/4" drive, your same 1/4" drive setup that you just used, got a little tension on it. Matter of fact, it doesn't. I knew it felt like it had a little tension on it. And if I look over here, take this bolt out. Right down there, there's another spot that it's got to latch into. Got that? Mm-hmm. There. So we got those two that's got to be held into place. Then put our bolts in. And you're going to use your same 10 millimeter deep with your 1-inch, quarter-inch drive extension and tighten these down, these bolts. And again, tighten them down until it stops and just a little bit more. So just till it stops and a little bit more. Not a lot of pressure on that at all. Alright, let's get it tightened up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, remember we took out this bolt right here, 10 millimeter bolt for the AC line because it was in the way. So now it's a good time. Let's put that back in place and tighten that up. Alright, let's tighten it up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, look at this. We down to the brace, the brakes that holds down the power distribution box. Alright, so what we're going to do, over here we got our 10 millimeter nut. 10 millimeter nut right here. Already installed. We're going to go back. Tim, I don't see none. I didn't have it. And your 10 millimeter bolt right there. Take that off. Then you're going to pick up your harness and put that bracket up under the harness. Line up the two studs. Put them on. And you're going to start off by putting on the 10 millimeter bolt first. Because that's down here and let's move this thing around. Start that off by a couple threads. Alright, let's put our the nuts on and we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get them tightened up. We got our same 10 millimeter deep with our 1-inch extension, quarter-inch drive. So we're going to go ahead and tighten up this one. And the same thing, you're going to tighten it up till it stops. And then a little bit more. Till it stops and a little bit more. Then you're going to switch over to, and I'm going to use an 18-inch extension with my 10 millimeter, and I'm going to go down, and that's what I'm going to use to tighten up. And then you can use a shorter one, but then all this will be in the way. That's using a long one. Alright, so let's get all three of those tightened up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are ready to install our power distribution box. I got the cover off. Let's get our harness over here. And we have our two big plugs right here. This one, these two right here plug together. Okay, and you can see the hole right there where it pushes into. Okay, then we have these two right here go together. So we gotta line those up like that. Snap that right into place. We got both those plugs. So now we're gonna take our power distribution box and set it down and see these screws? Those screws are right there and they screw in to the plugs at the bottom. So what you do is just go ahead, let's do one of them, plug that up. You gotta hold that up in the air while I take a 10 millimeter socket and you're going to screw that down and it's going to bring that in and tighten that right up. Then you're going to reach up under it, grab your other one. I can't see it from over there. Plug that one up so you can find out where it goes. Okay. And go ahead and bring that one in, tighten it up. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we got to snap on the bottom cover. There's going to be two openings.
Snap-on cover?
Yeah, snap-on cover. We got two openings here and one here. That's because we got two plugs, two harnesses right here, and one on the other side. So that's all you have to do is just put the cover up under there, bring it up, and it snaps right into place. You have all the tabs right there, lining right up. Perfect, guys. Now, the next thing you want to do is you have these, down here, you have these metal tabs. Right there, and then on the other side.
Okay.
That's all you have to do is bring your distribution box over, line all of them up. Let me see that one lined up. And then push down and it snaps right into place. Look at that, man. It looks so good. Alright, take this cover, bring it over. We got I think it's a 12 or a 13 millimeter bolt. Let's take that off. Got a wire around here somewhere. Here it is. You got one right here. That's going to go around and hook into it. And then you got one right here. It's going to go in the front of the engine and hook onto it right there. Alright, let's get that down. We're going to grab our 13 millimeter deep 1/4 inch drive socket. And there's not a lot of pressure on this guy. Just bring it down till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. Close it up. Put our top on. And that part is done. We'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're ready to install our intake. What you want to do is take your rag, wipe around the ports. I mean, you already cleaned the gasket off. You better had when I told you to do it. Alright, then what we're going to actually, guys, you know what? We can actually install this on the intake itself and it would hold up there. You know what? We're going to do that. Let's get our intake. Be right back. Alright guys, no, it just using like an alignment. So what we're going to do is set it down on the intake. And it's got these little tabs that stick out on the back side of it. So what we're going to do is just line those up and push that down. You know, if I was anything, I'd put a little seal up there to keep it down while I put the intake on it. But on this intake, we can't put this intake down yet because it's filled with oil and the throttle body is all messed up. So let's go over there and we're going to show you that, like we showed you at the beginning. We took this apart. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, here's our intake. Now remember we took this apart, there was like, look at that throttle body, man. That's just all gunked up. And that's just all messed up. So you know what we're going to do, guys? First of all, we're going to take our throttle body off. We got 4 10 millimeter bolts. We got a new gasket for it. Alright, and what we're going to do, guys, look at this mess. We're going to clean all this up. Now, what's the best way of cleaning this up? Get some carburetor cleaner, a rag, clean up. Dang it, that thing is thick. And you can use a wire brush, but some carburetor cleaner and a rag will clean that up very nicely. Yeah, use a little wire brush because this stuff is really up there. And don't be afraid of opening up the throttle. Don't be afraid of doing that. You see, I'm doing it. Open it up. Clean all around it. This stuff is really caked up, man. And if this stuff caked up like this thing will not have an idle. I mean, it was idling, but this will definitely cause problems. So let's go clean that up, and then we're going to pressure wash all through the intake and all. And
Plus, I have a question. Being so caked up like that, would it cause the plate to not close right?
yeah, the plate wouldn't close all the way.
So doesn't then you end up using more gas? Does that sound right?
Actually, you would use less gas actually. Well, no, you're right, because it wouldn't close fully. So yeah, you're right. You are definitely right, Civvy. Yeah, buddy. Civvy
So
with the.
there's more air coming
Yes,
in.
Civvy. There's more gas.
The computer will put out more gas.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I pay attention.
Alright guys, let's get this stuff cleaned up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the intake and the throttle body cleaned up. And that's all we use to clean this is carburetor cleaner and a rag. And we just wiped this. I just held it open and cleaned all inside and all. And it looks good. Alright, let's get this installed back on the intake and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our intake and we want to carefully bring our intake over. We still got the bolts in it. If you want, take the bolts out. Make sure it goes underneath this wiring harness and all. And make sure this thing lines up. You know what, guys? Because this thing is just gonna. Okay, got that lined up. Got that bolt lined up. Okay, they're all lining up. You want to make sure your wiring harness and everything is out of the way. And remember, this one went right here across, so let's get these started. Make sure nothing's underneath. Okay, good. Alright, let's get ready to tighten these up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, now what I'm going to use is a 13mm swivel socket 3/8 drive with a 12-inch 3/8 drive extension. And I'm going to start from back here. And that's all I'm going to do is bring these bolts down just till they barely stop. Just till they stop. So I'm going to go the middle one over here. Then I'm going to go across the middle one over here. And then we get this centered down straight, and then we can go to the out ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and just bring them down just a little bit. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're ready to tighten them up. We're going to start from the center one over here. And you're going to bring it down till it stops and a little bit more. Then go to the center one over here. And you can torque them down if you want. I told you, I don't trust torque wrenches at all. Down till it stops and a little bit more. Alright, let's get the other 4 and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we got is this breather hose right here. And this is the one we took off from the back valve cover, the one we cleaned out that port. And this is, remember how we to disconnect this one? I told you just reach your finger back there, pull that little tab back, and pick it up. So we're going to bring this back. And it goes way, you can see my hand way back here.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to push that on. It just pushes down. It comes across, and you know that sucks. Suppose I had put it into here first. So, let me go back down there and release that. Okay, so we got to come up here first, because this one has that especially made that we have to put it on between the 2 openings, push down, and then turn to put it in. Now it's locked into place. Then we can go down here and just push that on to that valve cover. Alright, guys, we are getting close, man. We are getting so close. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get some harnesses connected over here. We have our big harness over here. We do have a Christmas tree clip that plugs into the intake over here. I should have showed you it was over here, but it just pushes in. Then we have our 10mm bolt right here. Take that out. Hook the harness into there. Okay, now we have this right here, okay, goes to the throttle body. Hook that on. Push the tab into place. That's done. The map sensor, we have, looks these supposed to go right there. Map sensor plugs up right there. Alright. Purge solenoid, purge valve, right there. Connect that. Okay, everything looks, so we're going to take out 10mm deep, 1/4" drive. Let's tighten this bolt down. Again, tighten it down till it stops, and then a little bit more. And we'll get ready to hook up another vacuum line. Be right back. Alright guys, now we have our big vacuum set up right here. This end will go up under the line, up under the AC line, and hook into the brake booster. So you gotta push that in there. Then it's gonna come around, and we got one line going into this pump right here. Push that into place, and then we have a hose right here on the intake, right there. And just push that on. Okay. Then we have this little clip right here that just hooks on right to there. Alright, everything's looking good. Okay, hold on. We got this line right here going to our purge. Push that in till it clicks. That's connected. Alright, everything is out of the way. Alright, next is, hey, you know what? While we're over here, I don't know if you can see straight down here.
The yellow thing.
Oh yeah, you see it?
Well, partially.
That's the oil filter, guys.
There's a lot of wires and hoses in the way.
We'll reach down here. Take this oil filter out. Let's see what the name. Let's see who's been doing that. I have no idea. Isn't precision tune yellow or something like that?
I have no idea, huh? I've never been there.
I don't know.
I have you. Why would I go to precision tune?
Bunch of crud. All right. Let's go get our new filter. We're gonna put that on. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got 2 oil filters. Why do we got 2 oil filters? Because we told you when we clean this engine out, we're gonna flush it and do it again. So we're gonna put an oil filter on there.
Make sure you take the plastic off.
Yeah, make sure. But hey, they get the cheesy ones, so I ain't got
Leave
cheesy
the
ones.
plastic on. I need my help.
You know, they should have one in a box. Well, you know, Federate, they just deal to professional people. They say they better know better to take that off. So we're going to get this filter installed, and then we're going to come back and put the other stuff on the engine. We'll be right back. Alright guys, now we got this foam protector here, and we have a 10mm bolt that we put in here to keep it in, so we know exactly how it goes. I think they're supposed to be missing another bolt. I looked on it or something. But, okay. And we have that little opening right there. That little opening hooks up right where the Schrader valve is. The little tab is sticking out right there. So, we're gonna put this in there somehow. Okay, let's try to get that where it's lined up at around there. Man, this is like complicated. GM and there. Funny things. Alright, got that one.
You get used to working on this engine.
I ain't getting used to nothing.
You know why.
Alright, let's get this in there. Get our 10mm bolt started. Okay. Take our 10mm 1/4" driver ratchet and all, and let's tighten that up. Bring it down to the stops, then a little bit more. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, you know what? We're not going to put the air cleaner on with the mass air flowing on. What we're going to do is back here, you got two plugs right here. These plugs are going to the fuel injectors. We'll pop that little... Is that in your way?
No.
You're going to pop that little red tab up. And if it's difficult like it is, get you a small flat screwdriver. Pop that up. Take that tab, squeeze it to the connector, and then unplug it. And you're going to do this one over here. Because what we're going to do is we want to disable the fuel injectors. Or if you have another way of disabling spark, I don't know, but I'm going to disable the fuel injectors. Son of a biscuit. Okay. And what we're going to do now, this car takes, with a new filter, it takes 6 quarts of oil. We're going to put in 5 quarts. And we're using federated, and we're using synthetic blend. You don't have to use synthetic blend, but what we're going to do is put this in the car, and we're going to crank this engine over. We're going to just crank it over because we don't want to start. We want that oil pressure to build up by itself. Crank it up, start it up, let it run for 5, maybe 10 minutes, shut it off, drain it, and that's why you got the new oil, other oil filter. We're going to replace the oil filter and put in new oil. So, let's get this oil in here. And you notice we're using 1030. We're not using 530, which manufacturers call for. We're using 1030. Once you get over 100,000 miles, you better go with a thicker oil. You're going to mess something up. Alright, so let's get this oil poured in there, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're pouring it in. Look how nice and golden it looks. Sivy, did you put the drain plug in?
Nope. Did you?
So just as quick as we pouring it in, as quick as it coming out. Yeah, I put it in. I'm Astral. Oh, we don't forget nothing.
Well, don't forget to put the drain plug back in.
Right, I forgot. Well, Tim didn't say put it in, so I guess he got his reasons. That son of a biscuit, that Astral. Give him a thumbs down. Alright, let's close this up. Alright guys, let's go connect the battery. We'll be right back. Alright guys, remember we tucked our negative terminal way down here so it wouldn't snap back into place. Let's bring it up. Connect it. Bring it. Make sure that it's loose enough. Okay, I'm gonna push that down. Dang it, man, I'm not trying down. Okay, we're gonna tighten this up.
What are you doing? Because we can't see a thing with your arm in the way.
Pushing the temperature. You should have told me that before I did it. They yelling at me for no reason.
There was a reason. You were in the way.
Alright guys, let's get the key and crank this up. We'll be right back. Alright guys, got the key. Let's go here. We're gonna crank. We need this oil to get up through that engine. Now what we want to do is you don't want to burn your starter out, so you want to rest for like 10, 15 seconds and then do it again. noticed that it did that same thing, guys. I don't know why. You shut the key off and it cranks. I don't know why. But, alright. I'm pretty happy with this. Alright, let's get ready and hook up everything else. Let's connect. We're going to connect back our harness to our injectors. And then we're going to install our breather knob. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys. The Coupe 3 Glas. Let's install our... This is when you get the butterflies in your stomach. Get all that hooked up. Okay. Onto this part goes onto your throttle body, and then you have this tube right here that goes right down to the opening on the valve cover. So you gotta push that on, and at the same time push that on. Okay. Lined up. Bring your harness across for your mass airflow. Why does it look like it's going around here? Okay, go around there. Okay, put that onto the clicks. Lock it into place. Make sure this is on. Alright, guys. We're going to get a 8mm socket, 1/4" drive. We're going to tighten up the clamp right here. You don't need no air leaks. And then we'll be right back. Alright, guys, then we're going to take our T20 torque socket with our 18-inch 1/4" drive extension, and we're going to go around and tighten up the bolts on the breather box cover. Make sure they're lined up. Alright, let's go tighten them up, and it's just till it stops and a little bit more. It popped into place. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're ready to start it. We're going to put the antifreeze in. Now we got the lower radiator hose that we got to hook on first, which is down here. And remember that hard time we had a clamp put on, take that clamp off? So we're going to put us a regular clamp up here. And then get this hose on. What the heck? Okay. Now, I'm going to use my 8mm socket, 1/4" drive. Where's that thing at? Can't even see it. Good. Hold this clamp. Take my one hand and hold this clamp into place. What the deuce?
Did you move the light?
Light moved itself.
Oh, okay.
Why, I can't hardly see?
We can kind of see. It's just dark.
Oh.
Okay.
How about that?
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to hold the clamp. I should tighten this clamp up a little bit more. Get this light to stay.
Well, if they need to see how to tighten a clamp, they got no business doing this job.
You know how people are.
Seriously.
Alright, guys, let's get this clamp tightened up and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, let's take our cap off. And we got federated 50-50. Go ahead and fill our system up. Alright, let's get this filled up and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're actually on our 2nd gallon. You know, this is enough to at least, you know, let's start this up, guys. Oh man, oh well.
You're supposed to be confident.
I am, but when you do a job like this.
Just do it.
Alright, here we go. Look at that, man. I mean, look how perfect that runs. You know what? I'm gonna mute the video, and you can't even tell. By seeing the smoke, you can. But guys, from the burning of the oil and stuff around there.
Explain to us why it took so long for it to start.
Oh, building up oil pressure, especially with the VVTs and all that. So yeah, and it just got a little misfire. So it's still gotta run and get all that out of here. Why do I?
Also, because you had the fuel injectors disconnected.
No, not really the fuel injectors.
I mean, because then there was no gas.
I don't know. You know what? Let me slip this off so we can put some more antifreeze in this. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna let it run. We're gonna be adding some antifreeze in it. It's gotta relearn everything. But right now I'm very happy with the way it's running. So let's get this in here. We're gonna let it run. We're gonna let it run for about 20 minutes or so, and then we're gonna come back. All right, be right back. All right, guys, it's been running for about 15 minutes. We're gonna shut it off, and what we're gonna do is drain the oil and do the second oil change. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our drain pan here. Dang it, this one's out of the way. Still. Okay, got a 15mm socket here. Let's see how this oil looks when we drain it out. It'll probably look clean as anything. You gotta be careful, that thing will be hot. Don't you hate that, guys? Oh, ain't that bad. I mean, it's a little dark. We expected that. Alright. So we're going to drain this out, and then we're going to change the filter and put in fresh oil. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, just put the oil in it. Now we're going to start it up. And we're just going to let the thing run. So when we come back, it's going to be about 30 minutes or so. So let's start it up, and then we'll just let it run. Where put the keys at? Let's see me, let me go all the way over there where I put the keys. Yeah, it's definitely got to go through a relearn. See if it picks up by itself. Yeah, see, it's smoothing out by itself. Yeah, we're going to let it run for about 20 minutes. But it sounds really, really good. Really nice. Right now, it seems like the idle's really low. And I expect that. It's got to relearn. Alright, so we're going to wait about 20 minutes, come back, and see how it's running. We'll be right back. Alright, guys, it's in about 20 minutes. Look at that thing run, guys. Yeah, buddy. Woo! This thing looks good and runs just like it looks. Good. This is great. Customer's gonna be very happy. Came out nice. The engine's cleaned out. It's like I got a fresh new start. Better keep it with them oil changes though. You satisfied? You happy with it, Civvy? Alright guys, that's it. We're going to put the hood back on. You don't need to be around for that because you didn't take yours off if you're doing this job. But just remember when you go to start it up, as you can see, it's a little rough starting up, and when it starts up, it will run a little rough. That's until it relearns, the throttle body relearns, the oil pressure builds up fully. But other than that, after that, it should run just like this. Cool.